What if I told you that a simple act of kindness from a stranger on the subway would set off a chain of events that would change one woman's life forever? From heartbreak to hope, this story takes you on a journey of resilience, sacrifice, and the power of human connection. A subway savior. Sienna worked at a demanding job at a meatpacking plant in Chicago, and after a tiring day, she would rush to catch the subway back home. But on this particular day, she had to move a large amount of meat, making her arms tremble with exertion. Sienna usually slept on the subway ride home, but she was worried that she might miss her stop and have to wait 40 minutes before they could finally rest. Just as she dozed off, a man's deep and gentle voice jolted her awake. He had noticed she was alone and didn't want her to miss her stop. Sienna was surprised and grateful for the stranger's kindness. It was a small act of kindness that made a big impact on Sienna's day. Sienna's life circle, love and laws. Sienna and Howard's love story began on a train ride, where they instantly clicked and discovered their shared interests. Their connection grew stronger with each passing day, and soon they were dating, with Howard proposing and Sienna saying yes. They were overjoyed to welcome their daughter Ashley into the world. However, their happiness was short-lived as Howard began experiencing chest pains and headaches. Despite Sienna's pleas, he refused to see a doctor, thinking it was just stress or something he ate. But when the pain became unbearable, Sienna called an ambulance, only to find out that Howard was having a heart attack. As Sienna and Ashley waited anxiously at the hospital, Howard's condition worsened, and he eventually succumbed to a second heart attack, leaving Sienna and Ashley devastated and alone. The doctor's words, "I'm sorry," were like a dagger in Sienna's heart as she struggled to come to terms with the loss of her soulmate. She hugged her daughter tightly, trying to be strong for her, but her world had fallen apart. Sienna worked tirelessly at the refrigerator plant to provide for her daughter, even though the extra hours left her exhausted and deprived of time with Ashley. She hoped for a promotion or raise to make up for the lost time, but it seemed out of reach. Sienna's small sacrifice. As Sienna hurried to catch her subway train to work, she encountered a frail and trembling young girl who was clearly starving. Without any hesitation, Sienna offered her own money and sandwiches to help the girl. The child's gratitude and promise to repay her touched Sienna's heart, but she never expected anything in return. Despite feeling hungry and tired at work, Sienna worked diligently, knowing that the small sacrifices she made that morning could have a significant impact on someone's life. Throughout the day, she couldn't stop thinking about the young girl and hoped that she was okay. She spent the rest of the day hoping that everything had gone well with the girl. Sacrifice for survival. Sienna had been working at the meatpacking plant for 12 long years, but her hard work paid off with 2 promotions. Her daughter Ashley was a talented roller skater, jumping and zigzagging around the neighborhood with her friends. But one day Ashley's dreams came crashing down when she tripped on a crack in the pavement, severely injuring her spine and leaving her unable to walk. Sienna was devastated. She couldn't afford the expensive spinal reconstruction surgery her daughter needed, and Ashley was forced to use a wheelchair. Sienna sacrificed everything she could to keep up with the bills and pay off the hospital debt, but it seemed like there was no hope left. A miracle of kindness. Sienna's past deed came back to her on August 15, 2019, when a well-dressed young woman named Fanny knocked on her door. She gave Sienna $17. Fanny reminded Sienna of the snacks and money she had given her on the subway years ago, which had saved her life. Fanny, who was once homeless and hungry, had found Sienna through Ashley's fundraiser and wanted to fulfill her promise to support her and her daughter. Fanny told Sienna that she had the funds to cover the $250,000 surgery cost and more, and Sienna was overwhelmed with emotion. With Fanny's help, Ashley's surgery was successful, and she began physical therapy. After 9 months, Ashley walked on her own for the first time in years, and Sienna cried tears of joy. It was a miracle that a simple act of kindness from years ago could restore her daughter's life to normalcy. Television networks covered Ashley's journey, and as she walked with assurance and purpose, Sienna couldn't help but think that her late husband, Howard, would be proud of their daughter. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.